Welcome back. Nutrien shares are trading lower this morning. The fertilizer giant reported a 49% surge in second quarter sales, while adjusted profit per share nearly tripled and beat estimates. In a sign of how tides have turned in the crop nutrient industry, the fertilizer giant also reversed an earlier $450 million U.S. impairment of its phosphate business. Despite all of that, the company cut its full-year adjusted profit outlook. We'll get broader perspective right now from Steve Hansen, equity analyst with Raymond James. Steve, were these results in line with what you were expecting?
Yeah, good morning, Jared. Good to be with you. The short answer is yes. They were actually exceeding expectations pretty much across the board. Roughly $5 billion in EBITDA was about $250 million ahead of expectations. The guidance cut that you mentioned was really more of I characterize it as more of a trim. The company has taken down the nitrogen outlook in particular, really around the natural gas price environment we've been seeing of late that's moved quite aggressively. And we've seen some volatility in the nitrogen space as well. But, broadly speaking, still record results on a record year.
What was really driving the record results? I understood that we were supposed to be watching out for potash sales. Did that really soar this quarter?
Yeah, indeed. The potash market continues to be very robust here, but I would say it's the entire fertilizer complex really that's been driving results. Grain prices have been stronger, of course, as I think one of your earlier guests suggested. But it's, if you look at the macro environment for fertilizers in particular, they continue to be short. Potash has been one of the most severely impacted commodities from the conflict we've been seeing in the East, and prices there are extremely elevated. We expect the results will continue to flow through the balance of the year.
Okay, if Nutrien has all this surplus cash, what do you anticipate the company might do with it?
Yeah, no, it's a great time for Nutrien right now, having a lot of excess cash flow. I mean, just for context, earnings in the first half of this year are greater than all of 19 and 20 combined. So just to give you some context around the cash flow they're throwing off. And so it's really going to be allocated to two key buckets. One is growth and maintenance. They've got a number of strategic growth projects outlined in potash in particular, as well as some low carbon ammonia. They've also been acquiring a number of assets in the Southern Hemisphere, in Brazil in particular, where they're underpenetrated. The balance of it, though, 2/3 of it roughly will go back to shareholders. And that's becoming a much more prominent theme across the entire complex, I would suggest, where shareholders are being rewarded here for these excess profits.
Yeah, speaking of that entire sector, on Monday we saw Mosaic post strong second quarter results, though it was short of some of the higher expectations. What would you say are some of the key differences between Mosaic and Nutrien, given we now have Nutrien's results?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. I think the complex has always, got its similarities, but there are nuances between each of the producers. The biggest difference in particular for Nutrien versus Mosaic is the retail complex. Nutrien has got one of the largest retail complexes in the world. Mosaic does not have that type of exposure. They're much more balanced towards phosphate and potash, whereas Nutrien would be more balanced across all three nutrients, including nitrogen, as well as the retail complex.
Okay, we should also touch on CF Industries. They've also reported. Was that a miss for you or in line with expectations as well?
Yeah, we don't cover CF specifically, but I would say they also put up outstanding results on a relative basis. Again, we've seen the nitrogen market be more volatile of late. It's often the case. We've seen volatile summer period pricing in particular here. We had a bit of an overhang in North America after a very late and wet plant this year. But we've already seen those prices start to bounce quite materially here just in recent weeks. And so, again, the outlook for the whole complex looks strong. We would expect a lot of the current price environment we're seeing to carry over into next year as well.
Are you seeing any headwinds at all in this fertilizer space?
Oh, yeah. No, there's always headwinds to be found. I think, as I mentioned at the outset, probably the most significant is the input cost. This is a global issue, to be clear, but again, gas prices have moved pretty aggressively here, even in domestic markets. On a relative basis, to be clear, we still have very low-cost inputs in natural gas. We're seeing $35 and $40 pricing in Europe, for example. And that's really been the benefit, I think, for the broader global picture. It's pushing the whole cost curve higher, but it's still an input cost inflation issue like you would see across the whole complex here domestically.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, I also want to ask you, back in July, BHP said they were working to bring forward Jansen Stage 1 output into 2026. What's your view on Jansen and I guess its impact to potash prices and Nutrien?
Yeah, this is a decade-long debate, and we're getting closer, but we're not quite there yet, of course. As you suggest, they're trying to pull forward production a little bit. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really move the needle in the near term. The project will come online, of course, at some point. The difference of a year doesn't make a big difference, but frankly, the market will need the product by that time. So if you just look forward through the balance of the decade and contemplate regular demand growth that we would see around the world, 2 to 3%, we're going to need that supply. So we don't think it'll be nearly as disruptive as we might have thought 5 or 6 years ago. Again, the project has been right-sized or downsized a little bit versus the initial expectations, at least in phase one. And so just don't see it as the big needle mover we might have thought in the past.
And I guess my last question would be, we know Nutrien's really ramping up production of potash in a big way, but one of the key headwinds could be what happens with Ukraine and Russia. Do you see that being an issue if things are resolved quicker than many have anticipated?
Yeah, the conflict itself is an interesting one. It's put a fair amount of strain on potash supply, a couple million tons on a 70 million ton market. But the Russia export volumes are still moving. And so while we've seen sanctions on a number of products globally around Russia, fertilizers are not specifically sanctioned right now. And so while there are a bunch of sort of what I would call logistical and finance related friction in the market for the Russian producers, they're still getting product out. The biggest really disruptive sort of impact to the market has been the Belarusian situation, so one of their neighbors. But that relates more to a geopolitical debate or dispute that goes back just over a year and a half now, where they decided to ground a commercial airliner. And so it's the Belarusian supply that's been knocked out in the most of magnitude. We're talking 8 million tons this year we'll lose. And until that is resolved, the market will continue to remain very tight.